Well, good morning. So I think we'll start today laying down. So if you're not already laying down on your back, go ahead and come down. And as you come down to rest on your back, just start with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. And then just take your feet a little bit wider than your hips and start to sway the knees gently from side to side. And then as you gradually come to a little bit of stillness, let your knees drop in toward each other and let your hands come to rest on your low belly. And to begin to close your eyes as you start to notice how you're feeling this morning. Start to relax the muscles of your face and your jaw. Take a slightly deeper breath in and out. All right, now we'll guide our knees into the chest. Give them a gentle squeeze. Rock a little side to side. All right, and then roll to your right side. As you roll to your right side, just go ahead and keep your knees bent, kind of close to each other. And then take your left hand to your left shoulder and begin to rotate through the left shoulder joint. And just take a few circles in one direction. And a few circles in the opposite direction. All right, now take your left hand up into the air. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you'll twist. So take your left arm out and down towards the floor behind you. And then twice more like that. As you inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale and twist. One more time, breathing in. And breathing out. And now just pause in your twist this time. Let your head gently sway a few times from side to side as you find a comfortable spot for the head to rest. And begin to notice the way that you're breathing. Really free the belly to move as you breathe. There's no sense of restricting any belly movement here. All right, take one more breath. All right, then ease your knees back to center. Release the feet back down to rest on the floor. Drop the knees back into each other. And again, take the hands to rest on the low belly. Pause a moment to sense and feel any little shifts that you might feel between the left and right sides of the body. So a lot of the things that we'll do today have a left side and a right side. And when we pause in between the two sides, sometimes we can notice the very subtle shifts that happen as we practice these poses. All right, go ahead and take your knees back into your chest, giving them a squeeze. This time we'll pick the head up, bring the forehead toward the knees, take a breath, and then release your head. And this time we'll roll over to the left side. So as you roll to your left side, take your right hand now to your right shoulder, and then just start to rotate. And take a few big circles in one direction. And then a few circles the opposite way. All right, now reach the right hand up into the air. Take a breath in. And then exhale as you twist, taking the right arm out and down toward the floor. Twice more as you inhale, reach the right arm up. Exhale and twist. And one more time, breathing in. And breathing out. And just simply pausing now to rest here in your twist. Let your head gently sway a bit side to side, finding that comfortable spot for the head to pause. And as you once again allow your belly this sense of freedom to move as you breathe, start to notice if there are any other places within your body that you might be tensing or gripping, yet you don't have to. Let yourself be fully supported by the floor. All right, one more breath. All right, then ease your knees back to center. Again, take the feet to rest on the floor, the knees to drop in toward each other, and the hands to rest on the belly. Pausing to feel and notice. What are you aware of in this moment? All right, now from here, cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Right ankle, left thigh. Then take your legs into your chest. Grab through for your left leg. So maybe your hands come around your shin. Maybe your hands go behind your knee, depending on what's most comfortable for you. And then just rock a little bit from side to side. And so one of the things that you might be most aware of here is sensation in your right hip. Notice how that sensation changes as you rock a little to the left and rock a little to the right. The amount of sensation changes, at least in my body. See if that might be true for you. All right, now we'll bring a little movement into the left foot. Start to rotate, wiggle your toes. All right, then take your hands behind your knee now, if you haven't already, so that you're able to straighten your left leg up. And just start by reaching up through the heel and have this sense of your left toes pulling down toward the left knee, so that you get this big sense of lengthening or opening in the back of your left leg, provided by the contracting or the energizing of the front of your left leg. All right, one more breath. All right, and then point through your left toes. So you feel a little stretch on the top of your foot, the front of the ankle. One more time, reach through the heel. And point through the toes. All right, release both feet down to rest on the floor. Drop the knees in toward each other, hands come to rest on the belly, and pause. What little differences in sensation do you notice between the left leg and the right leg? The left foot and the right foot? All right, now cross your left ankle over the right thigh. Guide the legs into the chest as before. Grab a hold of your right leg, either around the shin, behind the knee. So second side of this pose. Start to rock a little bit side to side. Notice what you're aware of in your left hip. Hmm. All right, now we'll bring some movement into the right foot. So start with a little bit of rotating through the ankle, wiggle your toes a bit in space. All right, then take your hands behind your right knee if you haven't already, and then let your right leg straighten. Reach up strongly through your right heel as you feel the right toes energetically pulling down towards the knee with a strong contraction of your shin. So you can really feel the strength of the front of the right leg that gives you this lengthening or opening in the back of the leg. Take another breath. And then point through the right toes. Stretch the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. Again, reach up through the heel. And point through the toes. All right, release both feet down to rest on the floor. Drop the knees into each other. Hands rest on the belly. Pause to notice and feel. All right, this time as you take your knees into your chest, we'll go ahead and take our hands behind the head. So just interlace your fingers and let your head and elbows come to rest down on the floor. Now cross your right ankle over your left ankle. So ankle over ankle. And then keeping the cross of the ankles, let your legs straighten up toward the ceiling. So legs as straight as they're able to be. Ankles crossed, right ankle over left ankle. All right, now the next time that you inhale, begin to lower your legs to the point where you feel challenged in your belly. So that's going to be a different place for all of us, but just try to keep your legs straight and just start with a small amount of challenge in your belly. Then when you exhale, lift your legs back up. Again, inhale, slowly lower. Keep the legs long. Reach through your feet. Exhale, pull the legs back up. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale as you lower. Exhale as you lift. Now 2 more times. Breathing in. Breathing out. And last one, breathing in. And breathing out. All right, bend your knees, feet to the floor, knees drop into each other, hands rest on the belly. All right, one more breath. All right, take the knees back into the chest. This time cross the left ankle over the right ankle, ankle over ankle. Hands come behind the head, interlace your fingers, head and elbows rest on the floor. Straighten your legs up while maintaining the cross of the ankles, left ankle on top of right ankle. Now remembering you're just lowering your legs to the point where you feel challenged. So if it starts to feel very difficult or in any way unstable, stop before that. So come back up a little bit. All right, as you inhale, slowly lower and go slow. Then as you exhale, pull the legs back up. Again, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. 3 more. Last 2. And last 1. All right, bend the knees, feet to the floor, knees drop in, hands to the belly. Pause and notice. Perhaps certain parts of the body are starting to become a little bit warmer or more awake, more energized. Notice all that you're now aware of within your body, but also around your body. So we start to have this greater awareness of all of the space around us as we begin to wake up and kind of move our bodies too. All right, now when you're ready, roll to one side and just press yourself up and come into a seat. So you might sit in a cross-legged seat if that's comfortable for you, or you can sit any way that is comfortable if sitting cross-legged is not. So maybe you sit up on a folded blanket, or if you have a block, you can sit up on a block. Just really want to sit in a way that you feel like your spine is very upright and lifted. And so we'll just start with our hands resting on the legs, and then start to move the spine in a circular pattern. So there's really sort of your head that's drawing this big circle in the space above you. All right, now pause, change directions. All right, begin to make your circles smaller and smaller until you come to relative stillness at center. And sometimes it feels like the body wants to keep moving, but come to relative stillness. All right, as you next inhale, take your chest and your belly forward. Take your head back. Then as you exhale, round forward. Draw your chin toward your chest and kind of tuck your tailbone under just a little bit. So as we do the seated cat and cow, chest and belly go forward, head goes back as you inhale. Exhale as you round forward. 3 more. And 1 more. All right, bring your spine back up to neutral, so that place where it feels like you're lifting upright. All right, so we'll take the right hand over to the left leg and the left hand towards the floor behind you. Now as you inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, twist to your left side. And then when you get to that point where you feel like your left shoulder is not going to go back any further, pause there from your shoulders down, but then let your head continuously turn. So the head turns back over to the right and back over to the left. And so as you sense and feel into the stillness as well as the movement within your body, notice the experience of breath as well. And so see if you can continue to let your body, and more specifically your belly, move freely as you breathe. All right, so the next time that you look forward, slowly release your twist. Pause a moment at center, take a breath. And then take your left hand over to your right leg. Right hand toward the floor behind you. Inhale as you grow tall. Exhale as you twist. Over to the right. And when you sense that your right shoulder is coming to its stopping point, go ahead and pause there and maintain relative stillness from your shoulders downwards, but let your head come back to continuous movement. Turning back to the left and back to the right several times. Free the belly to move. Relax your face, your jaw. Really anything that doesn't need to work very hard, allow it some rest. All right, now the next time that you look forward, go ahead and release the twist. Again, pausing, take a full breath. All right, we'll take our hands to rest on the floor. Slide the right hand out, lean into your right hand. And already you're starting to feel the torso side bend. So continue that by reaching your left arm up and over to the right. And so you feel this left hip just gently pressing into the floor. All this lengthening on the left side of the body, up the arm. And then just begin to squeeze and release the left fingers, making a soft fist and letting that go. And then rotate through the wrist a couple of times each way. All right, with an inhale, rise up. And with your exhale, we'll go to the other side. So lean now into your left hand. Reach with the right hand. Feeling all this space from the right hip all the way up to the right fingers. Squeeze and release the fingers. And rotate through the wrist a few times each way. All right, an in-breath lifts you up. And with your out-breath, just release the right hand down. Take a breath. All right, now take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then before you even straighten your arms, just focus on moving your elbows toward each other. So if you straighten your arms, sometimes you'll have less or less interesting sensation than if you just keep the elbows bent and focus on moving the elbows toward each other. So feel your way into it. Try both. See how it feels to have straight arms and how it feels to have elbows bent. See how that affects your chest and the fronts of your shoulders to do it either way. All right, and then with the openness that you're creating across your chest, start to drop your chin toward your chest. And just feel into the back side of your neck, down into your upper back. And then lift the head, take the chin up a little bit here. Again, drop the chin toward the chest. And take the chin up. All right, as you bring your head back to neutral, release the arms, take them out to the sides. And then take your right arm underneath your left arm. So right arm under left arm. And then take your hands to your shoulders. So not only are you giving yourself a big hug here, but you're creating space in between the shoulder blades. That space that you were just shortening or contracting. All right, take a breath in here. And now as you exhale, begin to round your back forward. So your elbows might come to rest down on the floor. If you have a block, maybe your elbows come to rest on that block. Give yourself a little support. And as you're inviting space in between the shoulder blades, you start to feel the entire back gaining a little bit more space, a little bit more openness. And feel that each time that you breathe in, you're inviting that sense of inflation throughout the entire back, as though you were inflating wings behind you. And then as you exhale, just let yourself relax into support. All right, take one more breath. As you inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, release the hands down to rest on your legs. Pause a moment between sides. All right, so as we take the arms behind the back the second time and interlace the fingers, take your opposite thumb on top. So you may or may not have noticed that when you cross your thumbs, when you interlace your fingers in this way, there's a habitual way that we all do it. So we all have a thumb preference for which thumb is on top. So this time, take your opposite thumb on top, so your fingers will switch down. All right, squeeze the shoulder blades together. As we did before, you might straighten your arms. Notice how that feels. You might keep your elbows bent and just focus on moving the elbows toward each other. See how that feels. All right, so with this broadness and openness across your chest, this time we'll just simply drop the ears toward their respective shoulders. So left ear slowly drops left, and then right ear slowly drops right. And just do this a few times, side to side. All right, as your head comes up to center, free the arms, take them back out to the sides. This time, take your left arm underneath. Hands come to shoulders, give yourself a hug. Feel into the space between your shoulder blades. And then draw your chin towards your chest and start to round your back. As you round forward, again, your elbows might come to rest on the floor. They might come to rest on a block if you have one, or you might just be hanging out in space. Come to a place that feels stable and you can relax into it. And feel as every time you inhale, that there's this sense of broadening and opening all the way down your back, as though you are inflating your wings behind you. And then you exhale and relax into support. All right, last breath. All right, rising up. Release the hands to rest on the lap. And again, pause, take a breath. All right, we'll bring our palms together in front of the heart. Allow the chin to drop just a little bit. And as you take just a few cycles of breath here, feeling the left and right sides of the body come together, symbolically joining your hands, allow your attention to circulate throughout your entire body. What are you aware of in this moment? How are you breathing in this moment? And so you can stay here observing yourself, your thoughts, your breath, for as long as you would like, for as long as you have time. But if you need to go about your day, we'll say namaste. Have a great day. Bye-bye.